talk about in this video because I realize that some people might want to hear what I have to say about the topic of the video, but not everything else. So kind of the meat and the potatoes of the video I'm going to put in the beginning, and then anyone who wants to hear everything else that I have to say, you guys can watch the whole video. So, because I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm going to combine it with my nose ring itches. I'm going to combine it with a possible little montage because I'm actually going over to Marshall's. I haven't been to Marshall's in well over a year. Probably like last holiday season is the last time I was there. And I haven't been since the big panini started, and I figured I would see what they have. So that's where we're going. But I've been getting a handful of questions from you guys about buying subscribers. And I did a video maybe a little over a month ago about buying subscribers and, you know, why YouTubers do it. And also why I don't find it very helpful. So many YouTubers want like makeup companies to sponsor their videos. You know, the one company that I would love a sponsorship from one day is David's Tea. Because I'm telling y'all, that mango tea that I drink all the time, it's the best ever. And I put on my Instagram stories today, quick side note, they were having a sale. If you buy 8 ounces of tea, you get 2 for free. So it's not a massive discount, but it's something. It's definitely better than nothing. So if you guys are interested, I'm sure usually their promotions go on for at least a few days. So I will try to get this up the same day for you guys. But if you've been interested in trying David's Tea, or you know about David's Tea and you want to place an order, then that's a good way to save a little bit of money. You know, buying subscribers, I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense for a YouTube channel to buy subscribers, because then you get into having to buy engagement for the video in likes and comments, and it just turns into this vicious cycle of having to make sure that your subscriber number matches your engagement level, or else people are going to figure out that you've bought subscribers. It's really not that hard to figure out. A lot of people also will, depending on how much free time they have on their hands, I've also seen people create a bunch of sock accounts and use those to make comments on their own videos. It's very, very weird, but either way, I've been getting a couple of questions because I think that now that the lawsuit is dismissed based on jurisdiction, we all know that it can be refiled, and in my opinion, I do think that Tati's going to refile. I am surprised that we haven't seen anything yet, but I do think that it's going to be refiled here in the next couple of weeks. That being said, I think because of that, people are frustrated that it got dismissed based on jurisdiction, which is completely understandable, but people are also confused and annoyed and upset that Katie Joy is continuing to gain subscribers, and a lot of people are trying to reason with it and figure out why, after everything that she's done on YouTube and on the internet as a whole, why would anyone subscribe to her channel? And I think that, you know, if you would have asked me this a few months ago, I would have said, well, she just buys her subscribers, that's it. But I've done a little bit more thinking about it, and I have a little bit of a 50-50 opinion now. What my opinion is that I think it's a combination of purchased subscribers mixed with people who either don't know about her shenanigans because they just came across her channel and haven't come across the anti-Katie Joy community. So they haven't discovered that side of it yet. Or they are subscribed to her newly and they know about her issues and the things that she's done, and they don't care because they like her content that much. Now, I realize that depending on what you watch and what you're entertained by, her content is not earth-shattering. It's not teaching you how to cook a recipe or, you know, hearing an opinion on important topics. It's Duggars, sister wives. I don't think she does as much as the teen mom stuff. You know, her giving her opinion on conservative Christians and fundamentalists. While that content might not be earth-shattering for me or for you, there are some people who watch the roll-offs, you know, Little People, Big World, and, you know, are aware of these Fundies. A lot of people call them Fundies, the fundamentalist Christians. And they watch the Sister Wives and the Plaths and the Duggars, and they want to hear commentary about the shows that they consume, and they want to hear commentary about, you know, who's marrying who's having a baby, all of this kind of stuff that she sort of covers on her channel. People are interested because they watch the shows on TV. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that there are a ton of other commentary channels that cover what she does. I do think that she has somewhat of a one-of-a-kind sort of content mix that she covers. You know, as toxic and not good as a lot of us might consider Katie to be, there are people, and this is the thing with the general public on YouTube and subscribers as a whole, we all see things differently. And what I consider problematic, you might not consider problematic. And what I like to consume might be stupid and boring to you. And that's just sort of humans. As a general idea, we all look at things a little bit differently. And I understand where people's frustration is coming from, especially if they've been following Katie for the last year or more, because, you know, she was causing trouble long before the lawsuit, long before I talked about her last summer on my channel. She's a repeat offender when it comes to being problematic on the internet. People who have been aware of her and followed her shenanigans for a long time, I understand why they're frustrated to see her getting views and a lot of likes and more subscribers. So I don't want to discount anyone's feelings on that, and I also don't want to downplay my frustration, because anytime you see a toxic YouTuber grow in numbers and success, it can be sort of a scratch your head sort of moment, especially when there are other YouTubers on this platform that are doing the right thing and they're not being problematic and they're pumping out, you know, consistent content that is good across the board. And, you know, it can kind of seem unfair to a certain degree. So that's what I think a small percentage of her growth is. I think that it's just people that watch these reality shows and either don't know about her shenanigans or they just don't care and they're still going to go to her to hear about what the Duggars wore to the baby shower or the wedding last week, or I don't even know what she talks about, you guys. I don't care about the Duggars. So let's talk about the other side of the coin now, which I think makes up a larger percentage of her inflated number. Now, please remember, this is alleged, for entertainment purposes only, just my opinion. Opinions are not facts, all of that stuff. I do believe that she is buying subscribers, because over the last, call it 6 months, I think that there have been many vacate her channel because they disagreed with everything that was going on leading up to the lawsuit, during the lawsuit, and now in the short time following this sort of dead zone that we're in until hopefully it's refiled. And with that many people leaving, there's a certain pride that comes with growing your channel on YouTube, and I could only imagine growing it to the size of Katie's channel and then seeing those numbers tank every day. Even if it was my own fault, or we know that it's her fault, that doesn't mean that it's not hurtful to the YouTuber's ego and their pride. And I also want to make one thing clear here. When I say the word ego, not all egos are bad to me. Sometimes ego can just be, feeling really good about yourself. That can be looked at as having an ego. And maybe you feel good about yourself because you have been working out every day for the last year. Or maybe you feel really good about yourself because you just went and got your hair cut. Maybe you feel good about yourself because you went through a bout of acne and you've finally got your skincare down and your acne is clearing up and you're feeling good. So I know a lot of people like to use the word ego in a negative sense. I don't, because I don't think that it's just all negative. So that's sort of the thing with what I think is going on with her channel. And like I said, I don't want to discount anyone's feelings, whether they feel good about being her subscriber or they're not a subscriber and they're feeling really annoyed and frustrated with this. At this point in time, I've come to the realization that since the lawsuit was dismissed in Washington, all that we can do is voice our opinions and let things play out. Let's pretend that the lawsuit is not refiled and this is all that she wrote. It's done. I don't think that that's what's going to happen, but we'll pretend and say this is all that she wrote. If it is, at that point, all that you can do is allow Katie to prove herself. If you don't support her, don't subscribe to her, don't watch her videos. But at that point, if the justice system is not going to teach her a lesson, all that people can do is sit back and observe. Is she going to use this as a opportunity for growth, or is she going to repeat past actions? Based on her track record, I don't know if this is going to be a learning lesson for her, but I also can't tell the future. But like I said earlier, when you're dealing with someone that's a repeat offender, typically they're called a repeat offender because they just don't get it. They have no self-awareness, they don't get it, they don't learn from it, and they don't grow from it. So anyway, those are my thoughts on Without a Crystal Ball's continued growth, even if it's slow on YouTube. If I was going to put it into percentages, who is actually subscribing because they like her and they don't care about her nonsense, or they don't know about her nonsense, versus the purchasing of the audience and the engagement, I would say it's about It's about a 70-30, I think, because there are people that just don't care. So those are my thoughts. I'm going to go into Marshall's. I'll show you guys what I find, and we'll be right back. All right, you guys, I'm back. I will show you what I bought when we get to TJ Maxx. I'm just trying to beat work with the sunlight while it's still out. So I will show you guys. We're just gonna go up to TJ Maxx and then I will show you. I really didn't buy very much. I just bought 3 little things, but I'll still share them with you. I took a little montage and I'll throw that in in the middle. I really want to show you guys more of what I won't buy. Oh, they closed Bed Bath & Beyond? What the hell? I really like showing you guys more or less what I don't buy over what I do buy. Because I don't know about you guys, but for me, I find it more helpful to hear about what to avoid versus what I need to buy. And that could also just be a me thing. But I was always much more entertained by makeup fails, this makeup sucks, anti-haul. I like hearing about stuff that's good, but I want to know what doesn't work, what's a gimmick, what's not worth it. I always enjoyed those videos much more than favorites and stuff. That's a cute dog. All dogs are cute. I think I'm going to do a separate video on it, but I want to talk about Sam and Nia. You guys know Sam and Nia, that family vlogger couple. I mean, they have kids too, but it's a family vlogging couple who just swear to be the best Christians. They teach their children Bible verses and all of the great things, but many of their actions are deplorable and very, very bad. What they did was, there was a video that came out yesterday by them, and they freaking, I still haven't watched the video in full, so I'm not going to give a full context, but the general idea is that their dog is sick, and instead of taking the dog to the vet, the dad diagnosed the dog because he didn't want to take the dog to the vet. I don't know if it was because the vet's too expensive or what it was, but if your dog is sick, which theirs was, it sounded like the dog had kennel cough. If your dog is sick, you take it to get medical care. I'm just sitting here like, you know, one of you guys sent me the email telling me about this because I don't subscribe to family vloggers. It's not content that I want to consume, but if and when there's a problematic video that comes out, I appreciate when you guys share it with me so that I can look at it. But I'm sitting here and I'm like, what in the world is wrong with you where you would see your dog is in any sort of discomfort and you're not taking them to seek medical care? What is wrong with you? And it's just ridiculous to see this from a couple who just puts themselves on this pedestal that they are the greatest people and holy, you know, holier than anything and all of this stuff. And then they're doing stuff like that. I'm like, you guys, are you fucking kidding me right now? And why are people not calling this shit out? It's so frustrating. So, I just got 3 things. I got Axel these little treats. I don't buy his treats very often at TJ Maxx unless I can make sure that the expiration date is visible and make sure obviously the bag is fully sealed, and I usually only buy him stuff that he's had before, no new treats. So either way, these are great. These are the, what company makes these? Crazy Dog bacon flavored treats. And the reason that we buy these for him is he has a little toy. I'll throw in a picture or a video, and it dispenses treats. But the treats have to be really small, and I felt bad. He brought it over to me this morning and dropped it at my feet, and we didn't have anything that would fit in there. His food kibble is too big, and I had nothing that was that small. So I was like, I'm going to get him some of those treats, and they just so happened to have them at Marshall's. And then I bought these Christian Brenton Hydrogel Eye Masks. I absolutely love these. These are my favorite eye masks. So they come in 3, and when you open it, it's on a piece of film. So these are not those slippery ones that will slip down your face. I don't like those. They're very annoying to use. So I love those. And then the last thing that I got is this Hemp's body oil with hemp seed. So this smells really good. I've actually owned this before, but I love a good body oil, and since they had that, and it was also on clearance, I went ahead and grabbed it. So let's go in TJ Maxx, see if they have anything good, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. So I feel sometimes I feel like when I go to TJ Maxx or Marshall's, I hit the jackpot. And this is a product that I've been looking for a while, and I didn't want to pull the trigger because I really wanted to try it first. This is the Erno Laszlo Hydrate and Nourish Hydrotherapy Memory Sleep Mask. I don't know if it'll pick it up. So there it is. I got the travel size for $15, and this is such a hyped up product. So it comes in the little baby jar. And it's sort of this like pink jelly. There's like a little divot in it, but you guys, I'm so excited to try this. I will let you guys know how it goes. If I like it, I will probably buy the full size, because right now I do not have a sleeping mask that I like. I've tried a couple. The one from Laneige is junk, and I tried another one. I forget the brand. I didn't like that one either. My hopes are really high for this. Ashley Glazer, she's a makeup artist. I follow her on Instagram. She's not on YouTube or anything, but she is a makeup artist in New York, and she has raved about this Erna Laszlo mask. So she's talked about this mask for a long time, and it is sort of expensive, so it's just not something that I wanted to buy, and then if I don't like it, it's a lot of money invested, and right now I'm not able to, depending on what the product is, if I try something and I don't like it, I will properly sanitize it, especially if it's like a skincare product. I can really do that because I just use it once, and it's not like my fingers were in the product. So what I'm trying to say is, if it's not good, I will donate those products to the local homeless shelter that's by my job. I always keep a bag of stuff, like samples and, you know, just little stuff, like full-size products that I know I'm not going to use. And usually, like, every 2 or 3 months, I'll make a trip to the homeless shelter that's by my office, and I will do a drop-off. And it's not just products like that. It's also clothing and stuff that we're not using. I like to give it to the shelter instead of, I used to drop it in those boxes. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. There's sometimes in shopping centers, there's like these big blue boxes. They almost look like dumpsters, but they're not. They have a pull down thing on the front, and you can put bags of clothes in there. What I realized though was a couple of the ones that I was using, they wouldn't come and pick up the stuff. And then also some people would go inside the dumpster and get stuff out. And so basically it just turned into like a mess, and the company wasn't coming to pick it up. And I don't care, like, if people go inside to get stuff, then obviously they're in need of the clothing. So that's fine, but it started to make a mess because they would take the bags out, take out what they wanted, and then just leave the bag outside. And it, you know, just started to look really messy and stuff. So then I switched it up and started just taking the items that we have to the homeless shelter. It's the same shelter that I have volunteered at with my job. We have gone there a few times and served lunch to both the residents and the people that just come just to eat, that are not living on site. So that's a long way of saying that usually I would be more apt to buy something, and if I don't like it, just donate it. But when we're talking about something that's very expensive, and we're still, you know, trying to get our way out of the big panini that's going on, I'm happy that I was able to find a travel size, because now I can just try it and figure out if it's something I really want to buy or not. It's funny because TJ Maxx is actually how I discovered my Erna Laszlo White Marble Treatment Bar that I use every single day. I love it. It's just a bar of soap, but it's absolutely fantastic. I love it so much. And that was a random TJ Maxx find. So sometimes these random products that you find turn out to be amazing. I am somewhat cautious when it comes to buying skincare at TJ Maxx, especially the one thing that I will not buy there is vitamin C, because vitamin C is just so unstable, where if it's not properly stored and you don't know when it was packaged and what the expiration date is, vitamin C is very finicky. So I would stay away from vitamin C at TJ Maxx, and I would also stay away from things like glycolic acid, retinol. Those are the things that I would go to Ulta or buy online from retailers instead of buying it at TJ Maxx. You can definitely, y'all do whatever you want, but what I'm saying is a lot of times with active ingredients, when you don't know how long has this been sitting here, was it transferred from another store, all of those kinds of things are really hard to figure out, and you never know if, is TJ Maxx clearing out their shelves to make sure that the skincare is not expired or sitting too long? Probably not. I'm sure it depends on the store, but it is a possibility that they're not doing the due diligence. So anyway, I realize that it's really annoying when I drive at night and talk, but I wanted to let you guys know about that. So anyway, I hope that this was enjoyable, or maybe it wasn't. Either way, it's all good. But I wanted to share my thoughts again on buying subscribers, because I have seen so many people leave comments both on my video, DMs, just in general, wondering about why is Katie still growing? How are people supporting her after all this stuff? So I wanted to share my thoughts. You guys would be surprised by how many YouTubers buy subscribers and buy their engagement. I don't understand it. I don't think that it's a, good investment just to make yourself look like you're getting more attention than you are. But to each is their own. And if numbers mean that much to someone, then they're going to find a way to get the numbers. So you never know. But anyway, for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.